New Intel Core Ultra 7 265K benchmarks show faster than 9950X in single core and 7950X in multi-thread CPUs. New benchmarks of Intel's Core Ultra 7 265K CPU have leaked out and showcase strong single and multi-threaded performance versus AMD's AM5 chips. Intel Core Ultra 7 265K up to 10% faster in multi-threading versus Core i7 14700K, reaches 14900K single-core performance. It looks like the previous Intel Core Ultra 7 265K benchmarks that we got to see a few days ago had some issues, as new ones have now leaked out within the same CPU-Z benchmark and report much higher performance figures. The Intel Core Ultra 7 265KF will be the second fastest Thre CPU within the Core Ultra 200K desktop lineup. The chip will feature 20 cores, 20 threads, a base clock of 3.9 GHz, and boost clocks of up to 5.50 GHz. It will also carry 33 MB of L3 cache and feature a 125 watts, PL1, TDP. Recent reports suggest that the chip will ship with 177 watts, default PL2, and 250 watts, performance PL2, modes which users will be able to set manually. This particular benchmark run shows the core boosting to their max speeds correctly, with the P cores clocking in at 5.5 GHz and the E cores clocking in at 4.6 GHz. Core Ultra 7 265K, 20 cores, 20 threads, 3.9 base/5.5 boost, 33 MB cache, 125 watts PL1. Core i7 14700K, 20 cores, 28 threads, 3.4 base/5.5 boost, 33 MB cache, 125 watts PL1. In terms of performance, the Intel Core Ultra 7 265K CPU scored 919.1 points in the single-core test and 16,274.6 points in the multi-core test. This puts the chip 2% ahead of the 14700K in the single-core and 10% ahead in the multi-core tests. The single-core performance matches the 14900K at its performance profile and is slightly ahead of the baseline configured 14900K. The CPU is faster than both AMD Ryzen 9 9950X and Ryzen 9 7950X CPUs in CPU-Z, though this particular benchmark showed limited IPC improvement for the Ryzen chips. As for multi-threaded performance, the CPU is right next to the Intel Core i9 14900K at baseline and also manages to stay ahead of the AMD Ryzen 9 7950X. The 10% performance difference over the Core i7 14700K is a bit low, but we can expect better figures with the final silicon. Other than that, some interesting figures related to the temperatures are also shared with the Intel Core Ultra 7 265K CPU crunching through Prime 95's torture test while running at just 75°C, 41°C idle temps. The CPU is said to feature a locked voltage of 1.2 volts. It is also mentioned that the Core Ultra 5 245K consumes around 120 to 140 watts in the FPU stress test, while the Core Ultra 7 265K manages to run at around 170 to 190 watts, while the Core Ultra 9 285K runs at around 220 to 240 watts. The Core Ultra 7 265K can also run Cinnbench R23 with just 65°C temps using liquid cooling, though it isn't mentioned what sort of liquid cooling is used, custom or AIO. All of this sounds great, but we just want to point out that a lot of leaks related to performance, power, and temperature figures don't necessarily reflect the final product. There are a lot of unknown parameters, so it's still better to wait for final reviews before making a buying decision. With that said, look forward to more Intel Thre news next month, since the launch is set for 17th October.